Hello students and welcome to today's topic, which is email writing. Today it has become the most common form of written communication in the business world. It was first introduced in the 1960s, but back then only the users of the same computer were able to send emails to each other. But we have traveled a long way since then. Now, with better technology and faster Wi-Fi, people are able to send emails to people miles and miles away using different electronic devices. Now, this is a skill you need to perfect in order to become a good email writer, because a lot of work you'll be doing after school, in college, university, and professionally, you will need to perfect this skill to show how good you are how well you are able to communicate, and also to make people realize what you want to express, what exactly you wish to, what message you wish to send across. But before we do that, let us see what is email writing. Electronic mail or email is the way of sending and receiving messages anywhere in the world using the internet. In fact, it is one of the fastest modes of communication. With the help of the internet, an email takes just a few minutes to reach its destination. So, it is the fastest way of communicating with other people. Now, let us see what are the features of an email. An email is one of the fastest and simplest modes of communication. It can be written for both formal and informal purposes. That is, you can write to your business associates, you can write to different people with whom you have business relations, you can write it to correspond to the members of your organization, and you can also use it to communicate with your friends, with your relatives, and so on. It is an eco-friendly way of communication. It saves paper, it is cost effective, and it can reach any part of the world within a few seconds or within a few minutes. It does not matter whether your message consists of a few lines of text or thousands of lines. The same message can be sent to any number of people at no extra cost. Well, what you require in order to write an email is an internet connection and an email ID or an email address. Then, now let us look at the format of an email. Now, the email basically comprises of the header and the body. That is, what is the header? Now, the header comprises of different categories. So, what we can see here is the date. First of all, you have to write the date. Then you have to write from, that is your email address. Then you have to write to, that is the person to whom you are sending. The from is the sender and to is the receiver. Then we also have to write CC. Now, what does CC stand for? CC stands for carbon copy. That is, if you wish to write to more people, like you're writing to one person and you want to send the same email to a few more people, then you will write their email IDs. Now, then why do we need a BCC, that is a blind carbon copy? Because in case you're writing to one person and you do not wish like the other person to know whom you have written to, like suppose you're writing to one person and you don't want that person to know which other persons you have written to, then you will write BCC. Then what is most important over here is the subject. Now, the subject should be very clear and short. Okay, so it should be brief and you must give a very it should be clear. It should also denote the content that you are going to write about. Then what you need to make sure is that even if it's not a complete sentence, it's okay. It should be brief and short and to the point. Then you have the body in which you are going to write exactly what the email is for. And then the opening salutation would be like you either say dear sir or madam, or depending on, you could also write the first name of the person if it is informal, if you know the person very well. Or if it's a business email, then you could write dear Mr. Gupta or dear Mr. Bhatia. You could write that. And then whenever you start the body, the opening statement should always begin with a greeting or with pleasantries. That means, like, you should begin with a very nice manner. And then after writing what the email is about, then you have the closing salutation. That is, you can write thanking you and so on. Now let us see the tips for writing an email. The subject should be very brief. You have to write the subject which is clear and due to the content, and it need not be a complete sentence. Then dear sir or madam or ma'am or the first name of a person can be written in informal emails. But when you're writing business emails, you need to write either dear sir or madam, or you could just specify the surname of the person. The opening statement to open with a greeting of pleasantries, and on replying, suppose somebody has written to you and you are replying back, then you could begin like this: thank you, I received your email, or I received your message. That is the way you could write. Now let us have a look at the specimen of an email. Now this is an email to be written to the general manager of a supermarket seeking permission to display the notice and requesting a sponsorship for the event. Now, first of all, you will write the email, your email address, then the Teachers' Day, what the subject is the Teachers' Day celebration, and then the salutation, opening salutation is dear sir. Then you begin with the body of the email. The Teachers' Day is around the corner, and we, the residents of South City Complex, would like to express our gratitude to our teachers by hosting a brief cultural program on 5th of September between 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. There are about 25 teachers in our complex, and we would be grateful if you allow us the use of the foyer in the supermarket for the celebration. We also request you to please sponsor a cup of tea and light refreshments for the teachers and a few guests, about 40 in all. We look forward to a favorable response. Thanking you, yours faithfully, Ashish Roy, Secretary, Youth Club, South City Society. So here, as you can see, children, we begin with the header, that is the email, then the subject, then the opening salutation, then next comes the body, then we have the closing salutation, and you sign off with your name and your designation. So this would be the specimen of an email. Make sure you practice a lot, because this is important from the exam point of view and also later on for your life. So I hope you have understood this well. Thank you and have a nice day.